Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. Got an interesting one today. We're doing a custom knife block for this set of handcrafted kitchen knives that unfortunately have been stuck in a box in somebody's drawer for the last decade, being very underutilized because they don't have a good place to live. So we've gone through the design consultation process with the client. We've come up with something that's going to work for her, and I've sourced a nice piece of Peruvian walnut, which I think was like a decking board for rich people. So it's already milled, relatively straight and square and flat. It's got rounded edges on it that we're going to have to take care of. But we're going to break that down. We've got some oak that we're going to accent it with, and we're going to customize a knife block for these rosewood handled handmade knives today. Come along, let's see how it goes. It's going to be a couple of little interesting wrinkles that I'm going to have to figure out, particularly in terms of clamping, but we'll get her. Let's go. Come on. So here's our piece that I'm hoping to get the entire knife block out of, along with some 1/4-inch hobby oak from the big box store. And I haven't actually done any measurements on these things yet, so I'm not entirely sure that that's a realistic expectation. Just need to find the longest of them. I guess that would be probably the longest of them. Got a little roast fork here, so that's the longest, which means that we need a block that goes, that knife is about 9 inches long. We want the block to be a little longer than that, so let's call it 10. Let's cut pieces at 11 to give ourselves some extra. This board does have a big crack in it about here, but it is 54 by 6.5. This is the widest of the knives, so a little bit on either side of that means I can go 3 inches wide and leave enough room. So I should be able to get 2 pieces, skip this one. Let's see. What did we say? 11? 22, 33, 44. Don't have enough for another one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip this section. And I should be able to get, the crack starts about there. Should be able to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 5 knives. Leaves out this crack and still leaves me about 10 inches of board left at the bottom there. Let's, like I said, this is already milled up. It does have rounded corners because, like I said, I think it was rich people deck wood. So let's finish getting this broken down, and then we'll mill up each individual piece. Slap some oak in between them. Cut some shapes of the knives out of the oak for them to slide into. You'll get the picture here in a minute. Let's get the table saw ripping. find those ones with those cracks in them. That one. That one. 3, 4, 5, 6. Beauty. All right. Now we gotta taper these about a 1/2 inch at one end to full height at the other end. So we're gonna mark them, draw a line, take it over to the bandsaw. Nope, not like that at all. This way. That was just about really bad. Alright, so now we are going to pick in which order they go in by making the most attractive of the end grain. I think you can see by now what it is that we're going for. So it'll go like that. A piece of oak in between each one, cut out in the shape of the knife so it slides in there, right? Let's organize the end grain into something relatively attractive. That's pretty good. They're all generally going like that now. I'm pretty pleased with that. So we will mark these like that, and that will be the orientation. Of our final knife block. Now let's work on the oak. Go between them. Alright, so these lines obviously are outside the knife because I used the knife to trace them. So I've thickened them up a little bit. I'm going to cut on the outside of those lines, and then when I sand, it's going to widen it up a little bit more and just leave a little extra wiggle space for them. This one, obviously, this part is thicker than the entrance part, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to just do a straight line down as opposed to just tracing on the thing. But we'll get that figured out eventually. So we're just going to cut these out on the bandsaw, on the outside of the line. Leave enough room for the knives in there. And my dealies. There we go. Make sure that we got enough room in all of these. And obviously they don't have to be exact because you're not going to see them. But as long as they have enough room for all of them. I don't know why I'm bothering to do this so much. No one is ever going to see this. But I'll know. I'll know that it's rough down there in the bottom. You can only probably see about that far down into this thing. But I'll know. Such an idiot. What are you doing? Alright, so now we've got all our, I don't know, we'll call them inserts. Let's do a little bit of a, see, can you see why I think I'm going to have a problem clamping here? We're just going to do a little sort of a rough estimate fit together situation. So we can see where we're at. So this is what we'll end up with. But see how I'm gonna have a problem clamping this situation? I don't know. I'm gonna think on how I can maybe some kind of wedge system to keep them, because they're going to want to spooge out this way. If I just clamp or get a bunch of glue in here and I just squeeze it like this, they're going to splooge out this way while I'm applying pressure, and I don't want that. Let's think about the clamping problem that we're about to have, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to do the super glue masking tape situation on my bench with some scrap pieces of MDF, and we're going to make a little catch for this to keep it from scooging this way. We will glue these down and keep everything from pushing that way. In my head, this is going to work fantastic. This is going to do exactly what I need it to do in my head. This should keep these from being able to push that way. Once I apply pressure with the clamps this way. we go. One knife block custom made for this exact set of handmade knives that can now live out on a counter and get used as opposed to being in a drawer, being neglected. And that is going to make a nice, subtle but classy, I think, accent piece for that kitchen. That's it for this one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. See you next time. Remember, if you like what I do here, give me a like. Make sure you're subscribed. All that good stuff that I'm supposed to say. And happy holidays. If it's still the holidays. Who knows when this is going to come out. Bye for now.